guys, Panda Bree here. Today we are going to talk about the time that I learned my lesson with relationships. Okay. I moved on and it feels great. And I'm used to being single now. But you know what my two ex-boyfriends taught me? They taught me pain and hurt. And the one who really hurt me the most was the second ex-boyfriend named Jonathan. Yes, this is a very dark story that I always tell to my friends. I remember on January 31st, year 2013, this is when I just got out of a relationship with Zach. And it was my fault and Jonathan's fault. One day, I was in the cafeteria on a Friday talking to my friend Terry Johnson. He goes to Newcastle. And Curtis, my friend, and everyone else. And I see Jonathan walking by. He came over. And I didn't know him. I really didn't know him. But I knew he was flirting with me. Because I remember him saying, "Well, you are short." And I admitted I did laugh at that. But then, suddenly, after that, we started dating. So, I didn't tell my mom about it because I was afraid that she would flip out because I would have another boyfriend. So, me and him kept our relationship a secret from our parents. And I was 15, and he was 14 at the time. So, after that, about the time it was around March, I remember going over to a friend of ours at Greenfield Crossing, and I was friends with their daughter named Tia. And I brought her along with me, and I was like, "Hey, Tia, let's go over to Jonathan's place." And so we did. And Tia was like, "Well, aren't you gonna knock?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, of course I'm gonna knock." So I knocked on the door, and the next thing you know, Jonathan answers the door. And he was like, "I'm surprised to see you here. I didn't know you was over here." And I was like, "Well, I'm visiting my friend Tia, and we're just hanging out." And we were like, "Can we come in?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." So Jonathan lets us in, which, that's kind of bad because you should never let anyone in, especially when your parents are not home. So he let us in. We hung out for a bit. And I was like, "Jonathan, are you sure your mom is okay with me being over here, even though she's not home?" And Jonathan was just trying to act like so cool, like, "Yeah, it's fine. She's at work, so anyone won't tell." And I remember seeing Jagger. Yes, Jagger is his little brother. And I remember Jagger showing me a cool Taekwondo move, and he was using it on Jonathan. It was kind of funny at first. And then after that, Tia left, and I was like, "Hey, Jonathan, we should probably go look for Tia. I think you made her leave." And he was like, "No, I didn't. I just told her to, go hang out at the park for a little bit." And I was like, "That's still telling her to leave." So we went and looked for Tia. It was walking around the whole apartment complex. We walked around the whole Greenfield Crossing apartment complex looking for Tia. And then my mom and her old friend Amanda caught me and Jonathan holding hands. And she was like, when I came back over there, she was like, yeah, I see you and Jonathan holding hands together. And I was like, okay, yes, we were dating. I told her that. And she was fine with it after a while. But now, here's the really dark story. I remember it was a Friday. And it was on May the 16th. That's when we broke up. Jonathan came over after school with me to hang for a bit. And then suddenly, I hate telling this part, me and Jonathan did some very bad things. We was in my room, we were alone, and we were being very sneaky. And we got busted. We was caught making out on my bed, and Jonathan tried to touch my breast area, and Jonathan tried to make me touch his crotch down there, and I didn't want to do that. So after that, my mom came out of the bathroom, and she saw me and him on my bed together. She was like, "What's going on here?" And I was just like, "Nothing." And my shirt was like almost like that. My bra was showing, and she was like, you need to go home. She literally got so mad at Jonathan. She was like, "You need to get away from her, and you need to go home, and I'm calling your mom." So she called his mom, and everything just got really bad when his mom came over, because my mom and his mom got into a huge ruckus like fight. It was not like really a fight, but it was like, you know, like they were taking, mom was taking up for me, and she was taking up for Jonathan, because my mom was saying to his mom Tina that it was his fault, and Jonathan's mom was saying that it was my fault. And so like my mom was like, "Look, it doesn't matter. He still touched her on her breast area, and he shouldn't do that. And yes, she shouldn't do that either by making out with him on the bed." And, you know, like, it was just terrible that day. And I felt like that was the most worst day ever. And after that, things were really awkward between me and Jonathan. We didn't talk anymore, never spoke. And the most hateful words I said to him was that I hate you, I regret ever dating you, I should have never met you, I should have never been with you, and all kinds of hateful words I said to him. And I really hurt his feelings. I'm sorry to say this, but that boy deserves it. Everyone saw what happened at school. Everyone knew that I was hurt. I kept crying all the time around them. And they kept telling me, "Bree, you need to stop. You need to stop." And I did. And now, here I am, the year 2014 of June. And I, Brianna Marie Purcell, have moved on. I don't think about him anymore. I don't talk to him anymore. I never think about him anymore. That boy has never been in my mind ever since then. And I'm glad. And I pray to God to help me get better, and God did. And now here I am, talking to you guys about it. I don't like telling the story, because talking about it gives me the chills. But anyway, guys, ladies, take it from me. Don't ever date a guy that will hurt you and make you feel sad. Because it's just, how should I say this? It's very hurtful when you get hurt over and over and you don't like it. But what you learn from the most is that pain makes you heal, and that pain makes you stronger in the heart, right here. So think about that, ladies. Think about that. Now, for the boys. Gentlemen, I know you're different from us ladies. And I know you like to play games. But I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying, treat your girlfriend nice. Don't hurt her. Don't make her cry. Don't treat her like something that she's not worthless of. Give her love and respect. And don't force anything on her. This is my advice to the boys. Man, that was really hard to say. Anyway, guys, a little praise before I go. I thank God and Jesus for making me feel better. I gladly thank the Holy Spirit for making me feel better now. Because God told me that I don't need to be with someone. I don't need a man to make me happy. Because I got friends and family. Friends and family go together like one. So that's my praise for today. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe to me at Panda Bree. And that's it. Sign off.